Woolworths is urgently reopening a major distribution centre in Melbourne, with industrial action causing shortages and bare shelves in some stores across Victoria, New South Wales and the ACT. 1,500 workers walked off the job 12 days ago at warehouses in Victoria and New South Wales, pushing for better pay and conditions.
Woolworths says it's reached an agreement with one union representing workers, but the United Workers Union is still holding out, accusing the supermarket of acting in bad faith with today's move. Straight to Stephanie Ferrier, who's at the warehouse in Melbourne's southeast. Steph, what's the latest?
Good morning, Bridget. Well, you can see some of the 200 workers that are guarding these three entrances here at the Woolworths warehouse behind me. And I'm now joined by union organiser from the United Workers Union, Andy Giles. Andy, just how determined are some of these workers to stay the course here?
Our members are extremely determined. They are now on day 12 of indefinite protected action, and the resolve today is stronger than it was on day one.
And we've heard some rumours that there might be some unprotected workers that are going to be bussed in here a little later this morning. Just what will you do if that happens? Yeah,
so we've heard rumours as well. We've continued, 12 days in, there are a lot of things being said. We've heard those rumours. What I can tell you is that we are here 24/7. This site has been closed since Thursday the 21st of November. It remains closed now. There has been no buses come. There's been nobody to try and go to work. And as it stands, the site is shut.
And some of these workers have been here since 4:30 this morning, so nobody has been trying to break this picket line?
That's correct. Nobody has turned up to go to work today.
Andy, what would you say to many shoppers around Australia in several states where some of these supermarket shelves are bare and they can't get the products that they want?
Yeah, I would say that along with those customers, our members here and the 1,800 members across the three states, across Woolworths and Lineage that are also on indefinite strike action at the moment, that they are also customers of Woolworths. What we know is we are meeting with the company today at 9 a.m. Woolworths can fix this issue. Woolworths can have those products back on their shelf. They can have that today. But also, really importantly, as with the shoppers, our members deserve to be safe at work. They deserve to work in a workplace that provides their safety first and foremost, and they need to be able to go home in the same shape that they arrive to their family at the end of the day.
And you're talking about these performance benchmarks that Woolworths is putting in. Is that a key sticking point for you?
It is, and we've made that very clear. We've met with the company several times. We are discussing that issue, and we have made it really clear that this can be resolved. As I say, it could be resolved as early as today if the company understand what the members are saying and the importance of providing safe workplaces.
Andy Giles, thanks for your time. So at the moment we're seeing that this is going to continue. They are vowing to stay here and guard this picket line until Woolworths comes up with some sort of a solution. We've heard from Woolworths, they are saying that in fact some of these lines will be available. They had planned to open here at 6 o'clock this morning, but clearly we have seen no one coming in at this stage. They also say that they got in contact with 3/4 of the workers, and an overwhelming majority said that they did want to return to work and get paid in the lead up to Christmas. So we'll just have to wait to see what's going on with those negotiations. Woolworths says that they do have the other union, the SDA, endorsing a pay offer. So hopefully they might be able to resolve this pretty quickly.
All right, thanks very much, Steph.
The clean-up is continuing after wild thunderstorms hit parts of New South Wales and Queensland over the weekend with damaging winds and heavy rain. Miles Holbrook-Walker's in Sydney and Alex Brewster's in Brisbane for us. Good morning to both of you. Firstly to you, Miles. How bad has the damage been there?
Well, Michael, it's been bad, and as you can see just behind me, this wood chipper here working to clear up some of the debris and damage, particularly in the eastern suburbs where I am at Moncur Reserve. This is a small park in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. When the weather came through yesterday, it absolutely ripped through. We saw several tree branches just uprooted, and this car behind me here, this hatchback, was completely ensconced by a tree just 30 minutes ago. Now, council workers are working incredibly hard to clear up this significant debris. But it's not just here where people have been at work. Right across Sydney, there were 200 calls for help as significant weather ensconced much of the metropolitan area. It was only about 23.9 millimetres, but but it fell so fast and furiously that it really did cause a lot of debris to be just flown everywhere, and meant that the state was really kind of sidetracked when dealing with this matter. It wasn't just clean-up chaos, though. There was also real disruptions to the train network, hours of delays on Sunday, as well as at the airport. Across the airways for Qantas, we know that about 52 flights were cancelled as a consequence of this weather. Most of them were in Sydney, but there's flow-on effects right around the airport network as a result. We know Virgin as well didn't have any cancellations, but did have significant delays as a result of the weather too. It's meant that some people have had their travel plans pushed back a day or so as a result. Now, because the weather has abated now and we've got clearer conditions, there shouldn't be as big a backlog to work through, hopefully, by the end of the day across the state. There is still some significant weather coming around the midweek region, around Wednesday or Thursday, with a pressure system coming from the west of the state. Of course, the advice, as always, Michael, is take the utmost precautions. If there are flooded roads, forget it. Don't try to cross. It's not worth damaging your vehicle, and it's certainly not worth endangering your safety.
Always great advice to follow. Miles, thank you. Let's go to you, Alex. Take us through what happened in Queensland over the weekend.
Well, Michael, I'm here at Stones Corner in Brisbane South, and if I'd been standing here at about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I'd have almost been completely underwater. And that's because here and several areas around in the CBD received more than 50 millimetres of rain in just 30 minutes, and some areas got more than 70 millimetres in just over an hour. We saw similar totals on the Gold Coast over about 4 hours, and down in the scenic rim southwest of here, they copped more than 250 millimetres in the 24 hours to 9 a.m. yesterday. So just staggering rainfall totals at a staggering pace. Now, as a result of this rainfall, there were 70 calls to help to the SES, including one incident where 5 people had to be rescued from floodwaters by Swiftwater crews. Now, the rain did ease off last night. We're expecting scattered showers throughout the week, but nothing to the extent of what we saw yesterday. Authorities are really putting the alarm bells out early. It's been an unusually wet November. Catchments are soaked, and as a result, when we see this heavy, sustained rainfall, there's really nowhere for this water to go, so we can expect to see more of this flash flooding throughout the summer months in what we call the disaster season in Queensland.
OK, yes, could be a long summer. Hey, Miles, Alex, thank you both.
More than 40 people have been hospitalised in the country of Georgia as months of political tension boil over, leading to clashes between protesters and police. Demonstrators have gathered in the capital, Tbilisi, for a 4th night in a row as part of ongoing pro-European Union protests. Opponents of the ruling Georgian Dream Party have accused it of pro-Russian bias and suspending talks to join the EU, something the Prime Minister denies.
Australia's Home Affairs Minister travels to Indonesia this week to discuss the fate of the remaining Bali 9 members. A proposal is being considered to transfer the 5 Australians still jailed for life for drug offences back home in the coming months. Tony Burke will meet with his counterpart to talk about that proposal, along with other key bilateral issues.
The body responsible for keeping the lights on in Australia wants emergency powers to throttle the output from rooftop solar. Such powers already exist in some states, but the Australian Energy Market Operator says it needs nationwide control in order to keep the grid stable. AEMO says rooftop solar energy pushes out other forms of generation, which threatens the grid's stability.
Hobart port workers have been ordered to evacuate after 2,000 litres of jet fuel was spilled in a hazmat incident. Tasmanian authorities established a 300-metre exclusion zone at Macquarie Wharf 5 as fire crews work to contain the spill. Now, police say the fuel has not polluted any waterways.
A British man has been offered financial compensation after unwrapping an unusually smooth Mars bar. Harry Seeger shared a photo of the atypically sleek chocolate, that's not right, is it, in a Facebook group called, wait for it, the Dull Men's Club. He received thousands of interactions on the post and eventually £2 in compensation from Mars Wrigley UK.